Donald Trump is facing all kinds of hell, and he knows it. He really does know the hell that he's facing. There's an article right now from Rolling Stone magazine. Trump tells team he needs to be president again to save himself from criminal probes. The former president is planning on running for the White House and away from the law. That's all that needs to be said at this point, especially from Donald Trump. But here's some portions of the article, and I'm not going to read all of it, just the ones that make all the difference. When Donald Trump formally declares his 2024 candidacy, he won't just be running for another term in the White House. He'll be running away from legal troubles, possible criminal charges, and even the specter of prison time. Hell yeah. Go on. In recent months, Trump has made it clear to associates that the legal protections of occupying the Oval Office are the front of his mind for him. Now, I'm going to come back to that in a few moments because there's something that everyone in this country needs to hear about if Donald Trump ever gets power again, or any other president does something as stupid as Trump has done. But I'm going to come back to that in a few moments. Trump has quoting one of the sources, spoken about when you're the president of the United States, it's tough for politically motivated prosecutors to get to you. He says when, not if, when he becomes president again, a new Republican administration will put a stop to the Justice Department's investigation that he views as the Biden administration working to hit him with criminal charges or even put him and his people in prison. This isn't politically motivated, you fucking moron. You did a crime against the government of the United States. While you were a sitting president, you told people to fight like hell. What did you think that was going to happen? What did you think that was going to happen when you tell people to fight like hell after they're pissed off that you lost the election? They're going to do what they did. Attack the U.S. Capitol in the vain hopes of thinking that if I touch the Capitol, I can stop the votes being counted, and maybe I can get Donald Trump back in office. And it didn't work. Moving on, presidential immunity and picking his own attorney general aren't Trump's only reasons for running for office again. And as he works for another run, Trump is in a tug of war with leaders and operatives of his own party about when to announce, according to multiple people with knowledge of the matter. See, there's this idea that if Trump announces now, the GOP is going to catch hell for it in the midterms. The GOP is already catching hell now. The GOP is celebrating every single day that Roe v. Wade is being overturned. They're celebrating the fact that they're trying to take away rights from the LGBTQ, especially the right to marry legally. So they're already catching all kinds of hell. Moving on, the former president is motivated to announce early, even before the election day 2022, in the hopes of clearing the field of primary rivals. Ron DeSantis, you know he's talking about you. The GOP leaders, including some of Trump's closest advisors, don't want him to declare his intentions until the end of the midterm elections. The GOP wants to keep voters focused on President Joe Biden, rather than transforming the contest into a referendum on Trump. In recent months, Trump has reluctantly agreed to hold off, only to return shortly thereafter with threats to make an early announcement, either out of self-interest, spite, or some combination of the two. You think so? Self-interest and spite? That's who Donald Trump is, in case you don't know. Anyway, but as Trump talks about running, the four sources say he is leaving confidence with the impression that, as his criminal exposure increases, so is his focus on the legal protections of the executive branch, He is not running for president to make America great again, to make him, or MAGA or Massa. His new catchphrase for his campaign, make America strong again. Massa. He's trying to get into the presidency because he believes the protections of the executive branch will keep his ass out of prison. Period. It's not just liberal white wishcasters or Trump critics who are acknowledging the former president's in legal jeopardy. Trump's team of lawyers and former senior administrators, often officials, speak about it commonly. Now, what you're about to hear is from Ty Cobb, a former top lawyer in the Trump White House, who told Rolling Stones last month, and I quote, "I do think criminal prosecutions are possible for Trump and for former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, certainly," unquote. So even Donald Trump's own people know his ass is in trouble. In the words of the great actor-director Bill Duke,
"You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?"
Trump himself seems to acknowledge potential problems. He said something like, prosecutors couldn't get away with this while I was president, unquote. Another one of the four sources recalls. It was during a large discussion about the investigation and other possible 2024 primary candidates and what people were saying about the January 4th hearings. He went on for a couple of minutes about how some very corrupt people want to put me in jail. See, this is the problem I have with all this. No one is corrupt that wants to put you in prison, Trump. You corrupted yourself. You Republicans have corrupted yourselves by latching onto this psychopath. But it only gets worse. Because I want to go back to the point where he says basically, I need to be president again so the White House will protect me. Being the president will protect me from prosecutions and lawsuits. No, it won't. The source for that idea was during the Nixon administration, the tricky Dick Nixon administration. And it's not even in the Constitution either at that point. It was written in a damn memo because the Justice Department said, we're going to act like we can't do it. We can't do it. We're going to act like we can't do it. And that was when the Watergate situation was heating up on him before he decided to resign. But let's make something very, very clear about this situation. What Richard Nixon did was criminal. What Donald Trump did, and what the evidence to back it up, was treasonous. The greatest capital punishment in our country, perhaps even punishable by death. Now, I'm not wishing death on Donald Trump, but honestly, it may not be a bad idea. But here's the thing. Donald Trump isn't running for president, not only because in his sick, twisted mind, the protections of the presidency can somehow protect him, is because he will be able to choose his own attorney general, those who work for the Justice Department, his selected followers, his Third Reich, his version of the Third Reich, for all intents and purposes, for lack of a better phrase. And that is the only thing that will save him from getting his ass put in prison, because he'll have the power to somehow choose who is in the Department of Justice and actually kill the investigations that are against him. Now, he may not be able to kill the lawsuits that are hanging over his head right now, and he's damn sure not going to be able to kill the investigation that the state of Georgia has against him with that perfect phone call to Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, where Donald Trump told him to find votes to swing the election his way. Now, he may be able to get, as I said before in a previous video, he's got 5 or 6 storms heading his way. He may be able to dance his way out of 1 or 2 of them. He may be able to dance his way out of 3 or 4 of them. He may dance his way out of 5 of them. He is not going to be able to get out of all 6 of them. One way or another, Donald Trump is going to be prosecuted, or at the very least going to be sued. Now, the death of his ex-wife may have delayed things when it comes to the New York testimony, the New York lawsuits, but it hasn't stopped them. Donald Trump needs to be prosecuted, and I am ordering. Now, I'm not requesting anymore. I'm not pleading. I am telling Merrick Garland, Attorney General of the United States, prosecute Donald Trump. Because we all know what Donald Trump did, we know what he is, and we know exactly what he's planning to do. He's not running for president again in 2024 to save our country from the evils of the Democrats, from the evils of Joe Biden. He's not running for president to lower gas prices to $1 a gallon, because that's never going to happen. He's not running for president to stop the coronavirus, which is still out there, mind you. Still, people are still dying from it. He is running for president because he thinks being president will save him from going to prison. That is the only reason. Stop him from doing that. Stop him from making the White House a get out of jail free card you find in the Monopoly games. The White House means something, although a lot of people out there try to denigrate it and disgrace it, like Donald Trump, like Richard Nixon has, and a whole host of others that have treated the White House, that have treated our government like some sort of get out of jail free card. If I become president, no one can touch me. I'm God. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is treating the White House, treating our country. Don't let him do it. Merrick Garland, prosecute him now. Everyone out there listening to this video, fight with our votes. This year, next year, and in 2024. The lives of everyone in this country and our rights depend on it. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right. And just a quick reminder, the January 6th hearing, although we heard the news that the committee, the committee chair is right now tested positive for COVID-19. The last public hearing is still going forward, and I'll have my final thoughts about that hearing sometime this weekend on a live video.